Let me ask you something. How often do you catch yourself glued to the charts, thinking the more you watch, the safer you are? I used to live like that too, staring, waiting, thinking it gave me control. Now, over the past few weeks, I had a little break where I took my daughters to the National Youth Games, and watching them compete at the chessboard hit me in a fresh way, and of course, inspired me to do this video. It reminded me of something we talk about all the time in trading: the power of making your move, trusting it, and letting it go. Life has a funny way of echoing these lessons back to us. For a long time, I thought the safest place was in front of the screen. If I could just see every tick, every candle, I convinced myself I was in control. But what I didn't realize back then is this: the more I stared at the screen, the less I actually helped my trades. I wasn't protecting them. I was in fact suffocating them. I was suffocating myself too. Looking back, it makes perfect sense. It was never about logic. It was more about fear. Fear of missing out, fear of losing, fear of being wrong. That's what was really driving me. And the problem with fear is, when it's running the show, your nervous system never gets a chance to rest. So we sit there watching the chart, not because the trade needs it, but because without it, we don't know who we are. It even starts to feel like our identity. Like if we are not glued to the screen, maybe we are not even traders at all. But here's the truth. When you sit there babysitting the market, you are really just tampering with your trades. You don't give them space to breathe. You cut profits too early, or you panic out of setups that only needed a little more time. And deeper than that, it's actually a red flag. It means one of two things. Either there is something wrong with the setup, or the risk you've put on the trade is just too heavy for your nervous system to handle. Because if you had truly accepted your stop loss, if you had really agreed with the risk, you wouldn't feel the need to stare at the screen all day. During this short break, I took my daughters to the National Youth Games, the chess event where one of them won a silver medal on her board and the other performed very well as a first-timer. I watched them sit at the chessboard through the tournament, and there was a unique observation that was consistent. They didn't keep touching the pieces, second-guessing themselves. They made their move and then they trusted it. And that experience alone reminded me of the importance of letting go in trading and trusting one's decision. Because how many times in trading do we refuse to do the same? All the sitting, staring at the screen, refreshing the chart over and over, even dropping to lower time frame just to reanalyze, it never helps. It just drains you, stresses you out. And here's the truth: my best trades never came from sitting there glued to the screen. They came when I placed the entry, accepted the stop loss, the risk, set the profit target, and then went back to live life. Spending time with my family, playing with my dogs, even going for a walk. This moment reminded me of balance. Because the market doesn't pay you for stress, it pays you for alignment, for clarity, for trust. So here is what I want to leave you with today. Trading was never meant to be your whole life. It's meant to support your life. But if you don't actually have a life outside of trading, then every single trade will start to feel like life or death. And that's when you know it's time to step away. Maybe go to the gym, learn or pick a new skill, spend time with your family, just give yourself some breathing space again. Because here's the truth, you don't need to control every candle. In fact, you can't. What you do need is to rebuild trust. Trust in your setup, trust in your stop loss, and most importantly, trust in yourself. That's really what this whole journey of rebuilding the trader within is about. Letting go of fear, unwinding the old programming, expanding your nervous system's capacity, and slowly learning to trust again. So let me leave you with this reflection. What will shift in your trading and in your life if you stopped babysitting your trades and actually started living again? In the next reflection, I will share how to actually rebuild that trust step by step. Until then, trade smart, trade consciously.